there's a big part of me that feels like a fool, you know? Like an idiot.
Yes. Yes, you are. And it's not even because Ash is making a connection with somebody else. It's because you genuinely thought she and we wouldn't see through your bull. Goodbye. If this relationship was not real, or no, if it was real, I'm glad it's over. And if it wasn't real, thank God. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Temptation Island Season 4, episode... I have there's 6, but I think it was 7. Before we get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. So at the beginning of the episode, we have the residual of the girls' bonfire where Lascelles was talking about how he wants Trace to be his girlfriend and how he wants to marry her. And so Mark is looking at Ashley and is saying, hey, between you and me, you really need to let yourself feel, let yourself let go of the past because you deserve it.
Open the valve.
I will.
I'm not convinced you will. I'm not convinced you will. Prove me wrong.
You guys know about my conspiracy of whether or not this relationship is real. So if it is, then I'm with Mark. If it's not, y'all are the worst actors I've ever seen in my life because I'm going to get to them a little bit later on how horrible their acting is. But I'm just like, girl, you have wasted 7 years. I know I don't like to say wasted because you can learn from anything, but honestly, wasted. If they were in a committed relationship for the 7 years, I don't know how it takes somebody who's been here, a few weeks for him to say, not only do I love her, she's like more of a woman than this woman who I've known for 7 years has ever been. God forbid. Moving on to the guys' bonfire, we start with Hanya, who sees Ash basically, leaving him in the dust, and he is stressed.
I don't know that I expected her to make such a connection, I am dreading that she will make some connection that is more powerful than ours.
Once again, no sympathy. No sympathy for Hanya, not even a morsel of sympathy for this man. So we are swiftly moving on. We have Luke, who sees Iris fawning over Deke.
Time will tell, but I think Iris is strong enough to, know the difference between him and I.
I wonder if they asked her before the season, who would you like to see from the past if you ever got to get to know somebody? So it's interesting that she was reacting in this way. However, the good thing for Luke is that Iris has been very focused on personal development. So even though Deke is here and she's excited, I highly doubt she'd ever give into any temptation when it comes to him. I do think she's actually focused on working on herself and how she can be better in her relationship or how she could be better in her next relationship. So I don't think Deke's presence has any influence whatsoever. Edgar sees Jillian all over Tommy.
Do you think there's part of you that doesn't like it, but is used to the feeling of loving more than the other person?
So here's the messiness in me. Because the messiness in me was like, okay, I know we're really trying to play on Edgar's feelings because he's one of the more emotional people on the show. If you really wanted to do that, I feel like the bed scene would have been better. Because even though they weren't physical, she was almost like in distress that Tommy didn't want to spend more time with her. And that's an emotional connection. It's clear that these two aren't that phased about physical. That's something that they can work through, but it's the emotional that triggers them. Producers, you dropped the bag. You fumbled the bag. If y'all really wanted tears, that's what you should play. Last but not least at the bonfire, we have Lascelles, who sees Ashley and Blake, and he still don't care.
I would like to say I feel hurt, but I don't. I know she mentioned that, I wish I could be with someone who was expressive, and I just didn't have the space to do that.
I'm fully convinced this relationship is not real. I'm fully convinced. Either it's not real or they were together 7 years ago and reconnected recently. Because I don't buy it. This one I don't buy, and Honey and Ash I do not buy. But moving on. the Ashleys are serenaded by Blake and Taylor. I hate serenades. I'm done with it. From Love is Blind to The Courtship to Temptation Island, I'm over the guitars and the singing.
It hurts me to see you in pain, but baby, is he worth the wait?
Later on in the episode, Ashley did allow herself to kiss Blake, which I guess we saw coming because if Lascelles isn't claiming you anymore, there's no reason to hold back. And also Mark was here like, listen, hey, given. So she's doing that. And then we have Ash, who is continuing to be physical with Taylor. I mean, they've gone the whole way. There's not much further to go. However, Hania is deciding that he's going to be the bigger person in the situation and not engage physically because he's really trying to work on himself and being intentional.
If I wasn't so in love, I probably would totally bone you.
Seeing what I'm seeing at the bonfires, I'm tempted to retaliate, you know, but I've told myself I will not react and retaliate, but just act with intention.
Bull. It's just bull all the way around. I don't even know if Hania sees that in this process, he's the truest villain of all the villains. Like, I don't really see him doing any personal growth. I don't really see him taking much accountability. I see him acknowledging the things that he's done in the past, but in terms of saying like, this is what I've done and going forward, this is how I'm gonna change, I don't see it. Unless I'm choosing not to see it. Y'all let me know where you see it because I do not. And throughout this episode, it was constantly like, oh, I'm going to do these things to show her how much I love her, show her how much I love her. That's dead. That ship is gone. Let it go. Work on being a better human being for the next situation that you want to be in. Because again, I say, if polyamory or an open relationship is truly what he wants, you still have to be respectful to your primary partner. You still have to have open communication. You still have to be honest. And he's not understanding that. He thinks that open relationships, you can just go ahead and do whatever you want and then come back and pretend like nothing happened. That's not how it works. There's still rules. So work on being a better person for whatever situation you find yourself in after the show. Here we have Tommy, who reiterates that he's not emotionally ready for a relationship and he doesn't think that Jillian is either. However, Jillian is like, I don't want to hear it. Do you want to get it on or not?
Like, I think it's worth giving it a shot.
Okay, but like at the end of this, like if it doesn't work out, I don't want you to be like, he only used me because he liked kissing me and wanted to be in my bed and like.
Just shut up. Literally, shut the up.
This is still a Tommy Stan account. I've never seen somebody who is, well, at least a male and a young one, who's a single, who is so emotionally intelligent. And for him to even acknowledge, like, listen, I know this is what you want, but I'll tell you right now, I cannot provide this for you. And it would be unfair for you to engage with me, knowing that this is where I stand and that you are probably not even prepared for that. Okay, Tommy. Wow. On the other side, you have at the guys' villa, Edgar escalating things with Marissa.
No one is in his house.
No, nobody is.
Y'all getting a little close now.
So?
Safe to say, their relationship is dead. In their videos, they were both kind of like saying goodbye. That's what it sounded like to me. And they did keep saying, oh, but I love you and I want the best for you or whatever. But it sounded very final to me. And I know for Edgar, like he didn't believe anything that Jillian was saying. And I guess he has the right to, because even she admitted that she kind of lied to herself before coming on the show that maybe the relationship wasn't where it needs to be. But yeah, it sounds like for both of them, it's over. If it's not, however, even though he did have sex with Marissa, Jillian did say that she would forgive sex. I don't understand these two. Like, I know for a lot of people, sexual cheating and emotional cheating are weighted different. Try it. With me, try it. I hope to God you have a good explanation on how you slip and fell into somebody else's vagina, because you're not coming back over here and talking about, I'm sorry and I'm just going to forgive you. Forgive you. Yeah, okay. In Ashley's video to Lascelles, she basically, this is my interpretation of what she said. She basically said, you're trash and I'm moving on.
I deserve so much better than what I was given. I met someone here that shows you what it's like to feel appreciated, loved, and respected to the fullest.
So this moment between the two videos from Lascelles and Ashley is what really confirmed to me that this relationship is a farce. I would never speak to my person, no matter how I felt about them, in a way that was so formal. It felt like they were putting on a performance when they were sending the video to the other person, and I'm like, was there ever love here? Like, I don't see it. And then you have Lascelles' video, who, like, he sounded so robotic. Shut up. He sounded so robotic. And even she called it out. And I'm like, but babes, you too. Like, this seems very inauthentic.
I'm allowing myself to rediscover that I'm an actual human being with value outside of the obligations I have as a partner. I love you dearly.
I don't know. Somebody do an expose or something, because y'all know I don't really search for spoilers, but if anybody knows the tea on whether or not this relationship was real, please let me know. Please. Moving on to Iris's video. She wanted Luke to take accountability in her video, and in his video, he actually did exactly that.
I see now I wasn't the best partner in our relationship, and I've learned now who I want to be in either this relationship or the next.
I started off this season saying that nobody should get back together, but at this point in the season, if anybody was to get back together, it would only make sense for it to be Luke and Iris. They've taken the time to examine themselves, like, regardless of what their partner was doing. And like I said, we are missing a little bit of the story when it comes to Luke. I feel like there was a big turnaround and we didn't get to see how that came to be. But he is, you know, taking accountability for his actions, at least trying to. He's becoming more emotionally available. He's opening up about his history and stuff like that. And Iris has been on this, you know, self-growth journey from near the beginning. So if anybody was to get together, it would be these two. With Hania, I wasn't even listening to Hania's video, but Ash's disgusted face had me on the floor.
I see you connecting, and I'm so proud of you. I love you, and I can't wait to see you.
Why does everything sound so rehearsed when he speaks?
So in as much as I agree with Ash and how she's saying, you know, he's putting on a performance, he's here for the theatrics and all that stuff, I fully agree with her. I do. However, Miss Ash, let's just roll this clip back of you kissing what's his name. Do not tell me this was authentic, because this looks like some kind of frou-frou Shakespearean, here's how we do this dramatic kiss moment. It was so damn forced. I don't know if this is how you are in general, but girl, put it away. Y'all are both dramatic, okay? Hani is a little bit more dramatic than she is, but the theatrics go between the two of you. Hania obviously did not get a message, and he was hoping that he would hear about her growth and how she loves him, because he just loves her so much now because of the process.
I haven't felt as far away from her as I do now. And all I know is what I feel in my heart of hearts, that I've never loved her more.
I think coming to the show, he thought it would be Ash getting even for all the things that he's done in the past, and then they'd get back together and start new. Problem with that is that doesn't absolve you of the things that you've done. And even if I've gotten even with somebody, that doesn't mean now we're back at level 1 where we could just start over. No, you did me dirty before we came here, and me doing this is not to get back at you, but it's me realizing I'm better than that situation. I'm gonna go do my own thing and have my self-confidence built back up again and find a way to escape from your weird web of lies, Hania. So I'm really just baffled every time he's on camera, and like, he just doesn't care about growth, and he's all about like, I'm gonna do whatever I want, be a whatless human being, and then come back and say that I love her, and then hopefully all will be well. Like, it's really giving Casey from season 2, and we all remember how that worked out. So best of luck to you, Hania. And I mean that in the most sarcastic way possible. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.